All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Ramen. So what we're gonna cover today is just about everything that you'll be expecting on the launch of DOOMHAMMER. So this is going to be a little bit of a devlog, so that you can like really see what's going on behind the scenes. Because well, transparency is super important for me, and making sure that y'all know what exactly you're getting. So, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and cover is gonna be the world and XP scaling, and the zone bosses. So probably just gonna show off two, so y'all can get an idea of what's going on with that. So, going with the world scaling, so every NPC within at least the vanilla zones has been rescaled to fit within levels 40 to 60, and XP has been changed to reflect that. So um, I think it's going to provide a pretty smooth leveling experience and gives the player more freedom in choosing where exactly they want to level at, especially at the later levels. So coming over here, as you can see, we've got these level 40 Frostmane Seers and Snowstriders. And then what we've got here is one of our zone bosses. So every starting zone has a unique boss that drops special loot that will be pretty good when you get it. And each of these bosses as well, they provide a bit of a challenge. They're more like an open world dungeon boss. They all have different abilities, do different mechanics, that sort of thing. So here's a brief look at Bakuma here, if you can aggro on me. So we got a rend right there, and then should have a whirlwind pop up pretty soon. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's Bakuma right there. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at another zone boss here, and then we'll check out the higher level zones. Let's see, so teleport zone. Let's say, okay. And then here we have another boss as well, who's going to be summoning different NPCs and that sort of thing during his fight. So we've got that. Next, let's go ahead and check out those higher level zones so we can get back on track. So if we head on over to Stranglethorn Vale, let's see if we can find ourselves an NPC. Yep. So as you can see, these guys are level 52 now. 52, 52, so on and so forth. We go to Moonbrook. These NPCs will rescale for level 44, 4, and 44. So now that we've got that covered, let's go ahead and move on to the player content creation system. So this is one of the really big features of DOOMHAMMER. So give me just a sec here. I'm going to go ahead and switch characters. All right. So coming into Southshore here, we got a couple things of note. One of them being we have the Battle for Hillsbrad quest right here, which is added by one of our players um, as I believe, a daily PvP quest. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. We also have, we come over here, the Lordaeron Knight and Lordaeron Footman, also added by one of our players. So people who participated in the alpha for DOOMHAMMER were rewarded with being able to add their own NPC item and quest. So this is what we're getting from that. So you're going to be seeing some new things throughout the world. And going along with that as well, we've got the player content creation system. It looks really ugly right now, really fugly, rather. But as you can see here, we have access to creatures, quests, and items. And so with all three of these, you'll be able to change and modify a whole bunch of different things with them. Just to get so you have like a lot of freedom with what you want to do. Um, so essentially how it works is that once you fill out all the information for this, you'll be able to press the submit button, and they'll give you a choice to pay with either currencies that you get through role playing with other players or with just regular gold. And something in particular to note is that these currencies will be account wide. So if you have a Horde player who wants to make Alliance content, they can store their writs account wide so that if they make an Alliance character, they can go ahead and make Alliance content. Um, so once you submit it, it'll be submitted into our database, and a dungeon master or game master or myself will go ahead and review it. And if we like it, then we'll go ahead and have it added to the game. And then whatever amount of gold or writs it costs, we'll go ahead and subtract that from your account. So another thing I think I want to note as well is that everything that you're seeing here, everything that you're going to see on DOOMHAMMER is not going to be behind any sort of paywall. There's no donation points or any of that bullshit. So any player will pretty much be able to access anything, provided they're actually, actually on the server, role playing and integrating themselves within the community. So we got that. Next, we're going to go ahead and cover is going to be the poll masters. So essentially who these guys are is that probably every week there's going to be new questions put out, which are pulled from either DM and GM discussions or actually from the suggestions channel in the Discord, and they'll be added into this list right here. So essentially how it'll work is that you'll be able to come in here, pick a question, and then it'll give you a brief rundown right here, kind of like the title of the question, and then a more complete synopsis of the question here, and you'll be able to choose yes, skip question, or no. So this is going to work a lot similarly to old school RuneScape, if you happen to know the poll system on there, where you require a 75% supermajority for a suggestion to pass. So once you answer this question, it'll gray out, but you'll still be able to re-answer it if you want, and you'll be rewarded with a writ. One thing to note as well is that these will be answered sort of account wide, so people can't come in here with multiple characters and just spam them over and over again just to farm writs or anything like that. So I want to make sure that these are, as clean, these polls, the results are as clean as possible. As you can probably see right here as well, is that the poll masters will also shout out random questions from this list every 2 to 4 hours, just to kind of remind people, hey, this is what we've got going on. The next thing we're going to go ahead and cover here is going to be languages. So give me a second right here just to get everything set up for this. All right. So if we look on here, you can kind of see a whole list of pretty much every language that players can speak right here. So basically, using these books, you'll be able to, well, learn the languages of other races. So if we look right here, right now, we just have common listed, and then we come in here, just common. But if we learn one of these books, it'll kind of reload the game just to make some UI stuff work. And if we see here, we have Orcish. So we come into here, language, Orcish. And so it says we're speaking in Orcish. So this is how we're going to handle cross-faction language. People won't be able to speak the same languages right off the bat. You'll have to learn it. Thankfully, though, it's going to be pretty cheap to do. Orcish is going to be, well, Orcish and Common rather, are going to be the cheapest, and then more exotic languages like Zandali or Darnassian or Gnomish, those are going to cost a bit more because they're kind of rarer to find out in the open world. Next thing we're going to go ahead and touch on here is something that I'm sure you already noticed, is that we have these custom skins. So this works pretty much the same way as it does with another server. So essentially you'll have an item where if you use it, it'll change your skin into that specific, um, you know, the skin associated with an item. So let me go ahead and switch characters so I can give a better example. Right. So as we can, oh, wrong. There we go. Okay. So here are three skins, for example. Let me go ahead and take that off right there. So some skins are going to be specific to a certain gender, but most of them are going to be for both genders. So we have quite a variety of skins, which are kind of shown off in our other video. We've got, the white mane skin, cultists, wild hammer skins, all of that sort of stuff. Um, Also, here's a custom skin I made as well. So it's a sort of a Dragon Ball skin with the Dragon Ball tattoos, but it's more of a vanilla style. So we can just kind of switch through these freely. Again, these are not going to cost any sort of real world money or donation points or anything like that. You will pretty much just be able to find them throughout the world and use them however you please. And then I think the final thing we're going to go ahead and touch on here are going to be the morph orbs. So these are looking pretty fugly as well right now. These are going to be touched up once the content creation system is complete. So I can kind of knock out two birds with one stone with that. So you'll have a bunch of options here where you can switch through different things. And then these morphs will actually persist through logouts and logins. And they also persist through death. So we got that as well. And if you ever want to happen to change or like reset your morph or anything like that, you can just come in here and hit the reset button and it'll reset you back to your original form. So that's really everything that I wanted to go ahead and show today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, go ahead and let me know. Either comment below or just tag me in the Discord. I'll go ahead and answer literally any questions you might have because it's really important to me that I stay pretty open with what's going on, how things are developing, that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's about it. So, everybody have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.